All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Citations to you, Akim out there pushing this truth with fearlessness, honesty, and sincerity. And you few Akwak that's in obedience to your husband. And if you don't have a husband, you're doing what's required, what the Bible requires you. All right. We are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And when I say we, I'm speaking of the so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, and so-called Hispanics are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible is speaking of. All right. And we are here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom called America. All right. And in the Bible, it's called Sodom and Egypt, in Mystery Babylon. All right. So I have another lesson for the hopeful elect. Some more edification, all right, and through the Spirit, because you see these times, spring break. Lots of people are going on spring break and doing all this craziness and stuff like that, and the mirth is dying out. Where you go, places is dangerous. Things are getting dangerous. All right. With that being said, I'm just gonna let you see some stuff, and then bring up the precepts. All right. We see here the Hill. We don't want spring break. Miami Beach imposes curfew after shooting. All right. They don't want spring break. Last year was hell. And of course, with the prophecy rolling in, it's going to be even hell, more hell. All right. There was a shooting on spring break. And I mean, people are getting sick of it, man. You can't have fun out here. It's too much wickedness. All right. All right. Let me go to that. And that's overkill. That's overkill right there. All right. It says another shooting in South Beach, spring break, city enters a lockdown via curfew. The city of Miami issued a state of emergency Sunday and imposed a curfew after 2 fatal shootings occurred this weekend. A curfew was set to begin Sunday at 11:59 p.m. and last through Monday at 6 a.m., with similar limitations set for next Thursday through Monday amid a spate of spring break festivities, and city said in a written statement. The city took the extreme measures following 2 shootings, and the first one happened Friday night, and the second one happened early Sunday morning. In the most recent shooting, a suspect was in custody after a man was killed early Sunday, March 19, 2023, after being shot in Miami Beach during a violent weekend in which a second person was fatally shot in a separate shooting that occurred Friday night. Police said the man who was fatally shot in the most recent incident died after being rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital. A second person was hurt but treated at the scene and released, according to police. The suspect was arrested after being chased and detained in the 1200 block of Washington Avenue. According to the police social media post, police identified the suspect as Dontavius Leonard Polk, 24, of Fort Lauderdale, according to the police report. He being held on first-degree murder charge for a slaying that appeared to have been a random crime, according to investigators. Miami Beach police posted that officer heard gunfire around 3:30 a.m. near 11th Street and Ocean Drive. All right. Yeah, there's no, look at this. This is what's happening today. All right. Yep, this is what's happened. And I believe a spring break happened. All right, here's another one. This is, I mean, she could be Jake. Ain't no telling, but this is judgment. University of Georgia student suffers horrific brain bleed after complaining of headache during spring break trip to Mexico. University of Georgia senior suffered a horrific brain bleed after complaining a headache during a spring break trip in Mexico. Lisa Burke was enjoying her last spring break with a large group of friends in Cabo San Lucas when she was struck down by the brain hemorrhage. By the brain hemorrhage. Burke went to a bed after breakfast complaining of a sore head. Her friends checked on her a few hours later and called an ambulance when they were unable to rouse her. The young student was rushed to a hospital where Burke was diagnosed with arteriovenous malformation. All right. Yep. She was rushed to the hospital and put on life support. GoFundMe page set up to help Burke raise $130,000 with the cash used to fly her to Jacksonville in Florida, where her mom, Lauren McKeithen, lives for further treatment. Burke is said to have shown promising signs after undergoing surgery in Mexico, with McKeithen saying her daughter had been able to squeeze her hand. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's judgment on its own. I'm not going to read the whole article, sit them precepts, but I'm pretty sure it's more things that's been going on, And with that shooting over there in South Beach, you got 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right. They're not, this shit's getting too dangerous. They're going to make it so dangerous that you won't be able to go and take trips to places, and, because it's going to be a lot dangerous. It's going to be a lot of shit going on. You're going to be going to a trip to a town or a place, and you're going to be running into cold problems. All right. Let's go to Isaiah 24, verse 11. There is a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone. And the mirth of the land is gone. Isaiah 24 and 11. Let's go to the blue letter, and see what that word mirth means. My soul, exultation, joy, rejoicing. There's no more kicking it. There's no rejoicing. There's no, you know what I'm saying? None of that. That's what mirth mean. Exultation, joy, rejoicing. People go to spring breaks and, winter breaks and all that stuff to have fun and rejoice and take a break from all the hard work they've done in the so-called, Esau's universities. And that's not happening. They're going they're walking into wickedness. That's what they're doing. They're walking into wickedness.
Strong's H 4885. Masos.
All right. That's why you have to be circumspect, because these are evil times. You know, you have to really think before you do things. The average Jake and the average people don't have a clue what's going on in the world or don't care. You know, people don't care what's going on, man. Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. Oh, bear with me. 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So when you go on vacation and you think you're going to have fun as a tourist, you got people preying on you. As a tourist, people are aware of when tourists come in those towns that you go to, those cities that you go to, and they're waxing cold. You know how the economy is. People they're losing jobs. People have no money, you know, so they're lurking. And when you go on to another state, they know you have money. They know you have money to sustain yourself for this trip, all right? Or you have people from the town out and about and attacking each other in the midst of tourists, you know, or whatever they got going on. But you're going to get caught in the crossfire, all right? They say that person that shot somebody there's no cause, all right? Let's go to Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. Redeeming the times because the days are evil. Ephesians 5 and 16. Let's go to, what does that redeeming mean? I know the Lord tell us, to watch and pray. Oh, shit. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. Let's see what that redeeming means. Redeeming, by payment of price or recover from the power of another. Make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good, all right? Let me see. Basically, you're in this grace period. So, you're in this grace period. So basically, redeem yourself and stay in this truth. Redeem yourself by showing the Lord for some love, because the Lord is the Lord is controlling the evil. You step back in this world, that evil will hit you. You're redeeming the times. All right. All right. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. All right. Don't be unwise. The beginning of wisdom is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments, man. So, that's what you should be focused on in these evil times, because you don't want to be in the Lord. You don't want to be caught up in the Lord's hands with doing wickedness or, going back into the world. All right. Because no matter where you are, trips, your own house, the Lord is going to reach your ass if you want to play those games with the Lord. The Lord is no one to play with, all right? And with that being said, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Quadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.